Exactly a year ago today, Chelsea won the Club World Cup. Interestingly, Chelsea were going into the Club World Cup, winning the Conference League and qualifying to the top 4 of the Premier League. You know, that season, if you just check the table of the Premier League, that season will confuse you that Chelsea was flamboyant. They were not flamboyant. They were one club that suffered that season. Just imagine, say half of the season, not more than second. They came into second half of the season now. Not performance, not best sinking. That was where the popular December tag Beda Maresca so say he do the same baby. He doesn't perform very, very well. And the Chelsea Club World Cup. The Club World Cup, one thing about it is when they were going for the Club World Cup, there were teams that they tagged almost favorite. Even Manchester City, when you had a bad season that season, no, was even tagged as the favorite to win the Club World Cup. Paris Saint-Germain, who was the current European champions of that time and even current European champions right now, no, was tagged as the favorite. Bayern Munich was there. A lot of big clubs in the tagged them as favorite. So for Chelsea, they went in as underdog. And interestingly, they just went to the final. And almost share that was Tima. Everybody said Paris Saint-Germain. First half, no maybe game, no. And more frustrated, Luis Enrique. Luis Enrique as a manager now. Every cross and Joao Pedro. Enya Entapka Bebrebe. Controversies Bebrebe in the Club World Cup after even Donald Trump presented the trophy to Chelsea. With one free podium. So people were like, why did Trump didn't leave the podium while Chelsea was celebrating their trophy? Noni Madueke made our Cody Trump because in the course of the Club World Cup and Noni Madueke joining Arsenal into that was ne medal Cody Trump all the way. Some of the players were referring to Noni Madueke say if you want your medal, go to the White House. It's with Trump. That's a bit funny. So fast forward, maybe we thought that was the revolution of the Chelsea project, but it has not looked healthy. It's been a year and there is nothing that has looked healthy in the camp of Chelsea. I think the only positive thing this season or the end of last season was the arrival of Xabi Alonso as their new manager. Chelsea's season was disastrous. After even the coach who won them the Club World Cup, Enzo Maresca, decided to resign because allegedly there were conversations behind closed doors with Manchester City. And same brain a call. So Liam Rosinia came in. The players were not trusting the manager. The manager couldn't perform very well. The Bluco had to let the manager go because they felt the manager lost the dressing room and the losing streak was not something they should. I mean, just joke around. So Chelsea for Nelson Mama, Liam Rosinia echo. So it's been a year and a lot has happened concerning Chelsea winning the Club World Cup, and it's interesting. They've even lost their key player, Marc Guéhi, to Real Madrid. He was an integral member of the Chelsea team that won the Club World Cup at Hard Rock Stadium in US of A. Interesting. Yebedi and come out after Manchester United signing Yuri Tielemans on activating release clause. You know, Yebedi and come out for FC Barcelona home. Barca for and then mobile training there. Barca for training as in interestingly, Gerard Martin, Fermin Lopez, players no meant to Javier Spat and others, they were all present at the training sections. Yebedi and come on so after Real Madrid. There is a news going on. There can be a contract renewal. There can be a contract renewal for a key player. You be and come on. This is Mr. Marfo Sports. We have major football analysis, tactical breakdown, World Cup. You know, you do semi-finals. Every tactical breakdown, pre-match, post-match, we are going to bring it to you. Making sure say Obama subscribe to this channel. Put us on post notification button. Now click all. So there be a drop of content. You'll be the first person to view. Which I'm about to so now in me. Ubiti me. That's very interesting. Oh. Any come on for Manchester United. Manchester United activated the release clause of Yuri Tielemans. Already, Villa phone, they were not ready to sell. That was Yuri Tielemans to Manchester United. You know, Unai Emery and Munchi, what they've built together at Aston Villa, the integral members of the project, Yuri Tielemans and Kahobi. So Aston Villa were not ready to lose a player like Yuri Tielemans. Because next season, Villa will be competing in the Champions League. So competing in the Champions League, you must need your players or be a key to the project in the competition. So Villa didn't want to lose Yuri Tielemans. But the only thing that did Villa harm was the loss, or that's the release clause, the contract of Abrante Efred is Yuri Tielemans. It's something baffling sometimes. Release clause in the year. It's a player that trigger. You can't do anything about it. That's a similar situation of Antoine Griezmann in 2019 July. Barcelona went to La Liga headquarters, paid 120 million release clause in full into the account of La Liga. La Liga then forwarded the money to Atletico Madrid, or notified Atletico Madrid that they received the player and the money for the release clause of Antoine Griezmann. So hence they should release the player to FC Barcelona. So sometimes with release clause, you can't do anything about release clause. That's one thing Manchester United from UCDBT Villa from. The Villa people were not ready to, sell Yuri Tielemans at any condition, Biano. And one thing Manchester United decided to go in for that Yuri Tielemans was the deal of Ederson. Already, they are making home come on. Actually, say Ederson. Manchester United were close to signing Ederson Santos from Atlanta, but the problem was, at some point, Manchester United became concerned about the medical history of the player. The player suffered a knee injury, and Manchester United were concerned that knee injury in a bit home, because this is seeing Manchester United as qualifying into the Champions League, and they will need their key players fit and available, because availability really proves consistency. So if player no knee injury a concern, it means that availability, the player isn't going to give that kind of availability Manchester United will need. So, and then Manchester United for reported to Atlanta for they say deal that's what Tinton time. That's a branch a friend they say Ederson Santos or Menya answer, and so they are going in for Yuri Tielemans. So they went in for Yuri Tielemans. They paid 35 million release clause, and they signed Yuri Tielemans from that's Aston Villa. And let's not forget, say Manchester United in the summer planning, they had players, and I wasn't signing Elliot Anderson, Matheus Fernandes, Alex Scott. When we talk about Alex Scott from Bournemouth is not ready to sell. Now, they are being strategic about the sign of Alex Scott. Bournemouth, when they play hard games, say they are not ready to sign. So they are trying to trigger the desperation of Manchester United. So by Manchester United, beggars say, changing a player and a pay. They no abobo between 100. So what the American say. So it's a trick in Bournemouth for some using Manchester United. Any between 100, it's also par between 100, between 120. So they will force you to meet their financial demand. They do not want to make it like they are open to selling. If they are open to selling, then Manchester United might submit 50-60 million for the player. But if they tell you they are not ready to sell, it means that an important player in their setup now Beto. So hence you should buy the player for a huge amount of money. That's one thing I echo to concerning club Manchester United and Bournemouth. And with Elliot Anderson, Manchester City at 130 million euros every team friends in Nottingham Forest. So there is no availability concerning Abrante friends and Elliot Anderson. When you go to that's Matheus Fernandes to Tottenham at So almost the sign is that that's Manchester United their team. And even they were close, and I said they were around Chouameni and not present Komolande Chouameni. But Chouameni is the Jose Mourinho type of midfielder. In Jose Mourinho or Chouameni contract at Real Madrid. So Chouameni wouldn't be leaving Real Madrid. So it means that Manchester United, they are summer targeting in will be in your team, and they also on the teams where we know the contract. So they have to go in for someone as emergency, that's midfielder. Yuri Tielemans is 29 years, and you expect Yuri Tielemans to say into the team now about 70 years amount. He will give you 3 to 4 years at Manchester United and leave. But they want someone on a temporary notice, and they find a permanent person now about partner the future players like Kobe Menu and Andre Santos a free Chelsea. So that's the matter concerning Manchester United. When you go to Barcelona today, Barca started trading today, and there were a lot of players and present today. Hans-Dieter Flick and the players, actually training us in there, and you could see they are ready for the new season. I've already told you about new season, the plan of Hans-Dieter Flick, the physicality of his players. It's a top priority to him. He wants to play intense football, a pacey game. That's why he decided to sign Karim Adeyemi and Anthony Gordon, and also keep Rafinha into the setup because he wants to play a pacey game. So with the pacey game, then you will need your players to be fit, intense. If you were concerned about the physical preparation of the players, so the players who return from World Cup 2, they will pass through similar physical preparations to be able to, to be ready for the season and compete. Let's not forget Real Madrid has signed Jose Mourinho, and they've done major defensive reinforcement. So it will be a very difficult season for Club FC Barcelona if they want to reclaim the La Liga title for the third time in the row. They have to work harder. Physically, they have to be strong. That's one thing Barca for now say. So today they were in training today, and BBA to me close come at the side of FC Barcelona. Then Chelsea it seems Chelsea are close to signing Pep Chevarría from Rayo Vallecano. Already they submitted 80 million euros plus add-ons to Rayo, and Rayo were not ready to accept that bid. But it is reported that it seems Chelsea are close to agreeing a deal of 25 million for Pep Chevarría, and he's going to take the mantle from where Marc Cucurella left it. So the future left back of Chelsea is Pep Chevarría, and it's very close. Chelsea might land Pep Chevarría in the team. And when you go to Club Real Madrid, it seems they want to, renew a contract of a key player, Thibaut Courtois. And you see, when it comes to goalkeeping situations in a modern football right now, you understand the fact and why Real Madrid wants to renew Thibaut Courtois. You understand the fact. Now, one basic reason Madrid wants to renew Thibaut Courtois is the availability on the market concerning goalkeepers. You are not going to find good goalkeepers on the market right now. And if you want a classical example, look at how Manchester United struggled on the goalkeeping situation before they finally had Tielemans. Lamens might not be that guy, like that guy you think at top, but he has the potential to reach the top. Yes, Manchester United and their potential goalkeeper Edom Pum. So with the availability concerning goalkeepers, availability in no form, and you're not going to get the goalkeepers right now. That's why Barca has to rush and pay the release clause of Juan Garcia, because they were even afraid to say Club Manchester City so after say Barca Juan Garcia na Donnarumma availability ne be da hona City for hesitate and a Pep Guardiola Emma City for Donnarumma if free. That's Paris Saint-Germain a brand say obey easy. So availability concerning goalkeepers and what form right now we need to market because you can see at this point Bayern Munich, they know Manuel Neuer isn't that guy anymore. He isn't that guy, but they are trying to keep him because no one is on the market to beat me and give you the effort Manuel Neuer is giving even at age 41 right now. So it's very important for Real Madrid to keep Thibaut Courtois in their setup right now, concerning the fact that goalkeeping has been a major problem in Europe. If you want a goalkeeper on the market, Ober Bransana when your quality. So they want to keep Thibaut Courtois for an extra year, so they for a future goalkeeper. And for someone like Thibaut Courtois, a goalkeeper, up to even 40 years in Real Madrid post, if Madrid are willing to keep him at that up to that point to obey me other. So I think it's a positive thing for Real Madrid to renew a quality goalkeeper like Thibaut Courtois. Very important. The World Cup analysis, the Spain France, Spain for that couldn't come over that. Isn't this thing Spain for now and crossing France for no? They are trying to play that mind game before the game. One person or the mind game is beating France for one, but France for keeping the calm. They don't want to fall in the traps of the Spanish nationality, because the moment you reply and the game becomes tense, they will take over the game. So France for it seems they are a bit strategic concerning the game tomorrow. I'll bring you analysis on that. This is Mr. Malfoy Sports. I'll urge you to like, you subscribe, you put us on post notification button, click all, so when we drop a content, you'll be the first person to view. I'm out.